this is perfect.
Yeah, it is.
So everybody, this is.
You got a decent amount of space.
Excuse me.
You got a decent amount.
We have a.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's your soil?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have two fairly good-sized plots right now.
Nice.
Okay. We're gardening.
All right. I mean, you should be able to grow everything. It's just a matter of whether you want to go more towards the medicinal stuff and the superfoods, or like the straight-up heirloom veggies that you know everyone's going to want to eat.
Right. Well, I like. Actually, I'm interested in getting some of the superfoods started.
Yeah. It's cool. I know. We started with those for a reason. That was like the first collection, and we're really like a fan of the wild greens and all the perennials. It's just so much easier to grow, and once you planted those perennials and they start taking off, like you never have to plant them again, and you're basically like your own seed factory. Yeah, it's really cool. And then with the wild greens too, like they need very little babysitting, so you can just kind of. I mean, the soil in the beds might almost be too good for some of these. Like it's almost like you can grow that in rougher spots on the edges, along the fences and stuff. Yeah, like the nettles, the lamb's quarters, the dandelion. Those things will just do really well without a lot of babysitting. And then the really rich stuff can be for your more temperamental veggies. That kind of thing. Cool. But I would, definitely the burdock. Like for instance, like the burdock is just going to go straight through gravel, just really gravelly soil.
We have that too. Yeah, sandy. We have a whole meadow and.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. It's perfect. I mean, your nettles too. Keep the nettles kind of tucked away in the back where people aren't going to brush up against them so much.
Okay.
Because they do have the stings on the side, the stingers.
Right.
Your holy basil, you're in a really good area. I mean, being in that Bay Area of California, it's just like really nice. You can grow year round. The stevia, you might have to bring inside in the summertime. I mean, in the wintertime. The goji berries, I would start those in a pot, probably something about yay big. Let them get about maybe this tall or so before you put them outside, and make sure as they're growing from seed, just a little breeze touches them, just so they don't get kind of wimpy. Because if they have no resistance, they're just going to kind of flop over eventually. They'll just get too tall for their own strength. Pretty easy, really. The astragalus is the same. It can really dive down into some nice sandy soil if you want a really good taproot. The white sage will do really well where you are. The white sage, I mean, I picked a bunch. I wild harvested a bunch in Ojai, California, just growing on the side of these hills. Super dry, just massive white sage plants. So they don't need a lot of attention. Right. And that's one of the reasons why we pick these. Is a lot of people think that they have black thumbs and brown thumbs, but really it's just like poor soil and growing plants that need a lot of TLC. Right. A lot of these newer hybrids and stuff, they just need so much coddling. Right. So we really wanted to bring that, a different mentality to the marketplace where you can grow plants, and it's just a simple issue of education, knowing how to use them. I mean, the guys here, they're just telling us how we can use maca and holy basil and astragalus, and when, back home talking to mom and dad, like they'd have no idea what to do with these plants at all, and they wouldn't even want to grow them or eat them or anything, but we appreciate them a lot more. So I would definitely recommend going with this. You could go with a few singles. I mean, being where you are, it's not going to get too hot in the summertime. Right. You can do the beets, the arugula, the Siberian kale. They're all good. They're all good.
Okay, cool. And these are individual.
Most of them are. The Revolution spinach, we only have so many of those, so we had to put those in the containers. But everything else should be fine. Okay. The breakfast radish is really nice. You'll be harvesting that in probably 4 to 5 weeks. Really quick.
Yeah. If you and I'm not one of the ones that have been working the garden. So if you can tell me about any ones that what we need to do now.
Your shadier spots can be chosen for your greens.
Okay.
Anything that's going to fruit, you're fine. Yeah. No, you can slide it in. Anything that's going to fruit, your tomatoes, your goji berries, things of that nature. We have a lemon cucumber that is in some of the collections. It needs a lot more sun to produce a really good harvest. Right. But your leafy greens are fine with that. Cool. So if you have anything under fruit trees, along the fence, those are great spots for leafy greens.
Ooh, on the hill.
Yeah, cool. And if
so which ones do we need to start as a starter? And we have a solarium, we have an indoor place.
Judging where you're getting close, but cherry tomato, holy basil, stevia, and goji berry.
Okay, those are the ones we need to start.
Those 4.
Cool.
give them a month.
Okay.
I'd say around Mother's Day or so, you could put them out, maybe even earlier. I mean, you're in a nice climate.
Right.
I do a lot of growing in Minnesota, and like Mother's Day is like the absolute beginning before putting it fully outside. So I do those key ones in the greenhouse, and then bring them out.
Cool. And so just like you said, just put it in a little pot like this.
Yeah, something like this is fine. Goji berries, eventually you'd want to give it a little more room.
Okay.
But started out in this, it's fine. The terracotta is really nice. The plants like it.
Okay.
And you should be fine.
All
Tomatoes, you could start them in this. You could start them in those little peat cups that.
Right. Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, we have some of those.
What's nice about those is that they stay moist really well. So sometimes you can leave them for a few days, and the peat just really sponges up that moisture.
Okay.
That should be really fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so all of them water.
Yeah, all of them water, especially like those first.
We actually have a
months.
watering system now in the garden.
Okay.
So.
If you're doing the seedlings, we had like some soaker hoses, but we were broadcasting the seeds so randomly that we had to keep misting them with the hose just to make sure that everything got hit, and then make sure to cover the ground with just like it doesn't have to be thick, but as long as there's something blocking the sun's rays from the soil.
Oh,
it can be just a thin layer of grass clippings.
Oh, okay.
Some people get big sheets of burlap and then just cut little holes for each seedling, and that's really nice because it keeps the weeds out. And then you can put more soil on top if you want to, but the plants will just come out. Some people do black plastic, but burlap is a nice alternative to that.
Oh, okay. Now, so this is after you plant them in the ground.
You can even just lay the burlap down on top, and then that's like your instant mulch, and then just poke a little hole in with a pencil or a knife, and just put each seed in.
Okay,
and then they just come out.
Oh, okay.
That's an option. Or just lay down the straw or the wood chips, mulch, something of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're going with like pathway ideas. White clover. We don't offer white clover. It's better to buy it like in larger bags, because usually to do what you need to do, like any lawn spaces that normally would have grass, white clover is a really good alternative because it gets about this high, and that's it. And it puts out a nice white flower for the bees, and then you can eat the leaves if you want to. Super easy. You never have to mow it.
Cool.
It's just like a super lush carpet to walk on. So for all my pathways, all the spots where I kind of wanted like a little congregation for people just to hang out, white clover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any kind of ag store, like a horse feed store, they have them. Some places have them online. They'll ship you a few pounds.
Okay.
You'll need a few pounds to do the job.
Okay. Cool. That'll be good. Yeah, that's good.
Any other questions? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know enough to have any questions.
There's a really great website if you have more ideas on dirt and stuff like that. Dirtdoctor.com.
Okay.
Dirtdoctor.com. He's a guy that's in Central Texas, and he rehabilitates a lot of golf courses and municipalities to get them organic. So instead of spraying everything, and so it's like really legit, professional. He's like getting these high level golf courses to go organic now. So he really knows what he's doing. He talks a lot about like adding molasses, ocean minerals, apple cider vinegar to your water, and then using it as a foliar spray or in the soil as well.
Great. And what about your all's website? You have
our website is blackbirdnaturals.com.
Okay.
We're on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
I have a personal website which covers a lot of these stories individually called rawmodel.com.
Okay.
And there's a YouTube channel for that as well.
Okay, cool.
There's a really great thinking about like some other products that would be good to use. There's the biodynamic route, which is really nice. Rudolf Steiner.
Yeah.
The Josephine Porter Institute, and I believe they're in West Virginia. They'll ship little biodynamic starter kits, and you just add it to your water. That's another thing. Fungi Perfecti, Fungi Perfecti.com. It's Paul Stamets' company. All the mushrooms and stuff. He has a really nice mycorrhizal fungi, which attaches to the roots. And once you get your space inoculated with those, like it's just really, really good.
Oh wow!
You just get a little powder and then just stir it in with your water, and it's really nice. Really nice. Make sure you do the foliar sprays. Some people with the radiation nowadays, they've been saying that they're using, they're making a tea out of eggshells and nettle leaves, and then they do a foliar spray early in the morning. You can add a little horsetail to that too for the silica. Even if you find any quartz crystals, you can rub them together and get a little quartz dust in there, and then just stir it all together.